Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. And I did it, guys. I hit 100 plus movies in a 31-day month. Now, most people do this for October, because October has 31 days, of course. They do the 100 movie challenge. This is something I've always wanted to do, but I like doing 31 reviews for 31 days. That's just what I like to do for Halloween. So I wanted to at least accomplish this and do it on maybe a different month. And I did. Now, January, I started from the beginning of the year to see when I would hit it. January, I hit 84 movies, so I didn't make it. Surprisingly enough, in February, I hit 88 movies with 3 less days. So that was kind of weird. But anyway, March came and went, and I hit 100 movies. Now I'm going to keep this to a minimum. I'm going to do these in numbers of 25 so that I can not talk a little bit about the movies, so I don't have to rush through them. So this is going to be part one. Okay. Number one, let's get started. I watched The Girl Who Knew Too Much. Now this has two movies on it. This has The Evil Eye and The Girl Who Knew Too Much. Evil Eye was released here. It had a little bit more involved as far as humor and all. But I watched the Italian version, which is considered the very first giallo, The Girl Who Knew Too Much. And I'll have to say I loved it. Yeah. So that's number one. That's how I started the month. Okay. Then I decided to bust open my 3-pack of post-apocalyptic films. And I watched 2019, After the Fall of New York. This was a first-time watch for me, and it was okay. It wasn't bad. I'm just surprised they didn't... Well, I'll get to the other films. Next, I watched 1990, The Bronx Warriors. And I've seen this... I rented this millions of times when I was a kid, so it was nice to revisit it. I also had this set on Blue Underground. And I followed that up with the set, The New Barbarians. Now, what surprised me was Shriek Show. Maybe they didn't have the rights to it, but they didn't release Escape from the Bronx with that set, which I thought was kind of surprising. But that's all right. After that, I watched my Mill Creek copy of Night of the Living Dead. Of course, it's a classic movie. I wanted to watch it to see how it compared with the Criterion, and of course, the Criterion is better. But this actually isn't bad. It's not bad. After that, I watched a film I picked up recently, a Mondo Macabro, called The Inheritors. Not exactly a traditional horror movie per se, but if you watch it, it has a lot of horror elements in it. And it's a little bit on the disturbing side. And I really enjoyed it. Really good movie. Then I watched a recent pickup, which is Antebellum. I hadn't heard great things about this, but I wanted to watch it for myself. And I actually enjoyed it. I know a lot of people felt that it was heavy-handed as far as the message goes. I didn't feel that way. I just found it to be a little far-fetched. But yeah, Antebellum. Then I watched Random Acts of Violence. This was a fun one. Comic books and slasher movie. What more do you need? This is a lot of fun. Then I watched The Skull with Peter Cushing, which is one of my favorite actors of all time. This is a really fun movie. Not one of my favorites by Peter Cushing, but I do like it. I just picked this up recently, so I wanted to check it out. Then, some of you will see a review for Jack Goes Home, if you watch What's in the Bag, Jay. This movie had a lot of triggers, but I thought it was really well done and well acted, and I really enjoyed it. Coming up next is The Crimson Cult. Now, I'll have a review already done and probably post by the time I put this up for Body Bags. If you're interested, check out Body Bags. Fun movie. It has Christopher Lee and Boris Karloff. Not quite as good as I remember it, but I did enjoy it all the same. Alright, then we have Snapshot, which for the life of me, I cannot remember whether I'd seen this or not. A lot of it looked familiar, but I can't really place it. But I liked it. It was also known as The Day After Halloween, which is how I knew it as a kid. Then, continuing on the Mario Bava kick, is Kill Baby Kill. I hadn't seen this in years, and I wanted to revisit it, and I really enjoyed it. Then I watched Demonic Toys with the Guys for Jason, Dave, Brad, and Joe movies, and yeah, I love this movie. It's always been a favorite of mine. Yeah. So, I thought I had a copy of Demonic Toys 2, and it turns out I was right. So, I went upstairs and I got it, and I watched it. And while I don't like it near as much as the original, it's fun. You know, it's a fun full moon movie. Okay, after that, I watched Zombie 4, which I had never seen before. First time watch. And it was fun. You know, it is what it is. It's fun. I still like Zombie 3 better. That, of course, will be coming later on in the parts, I guess. Then I watched Zombie 5, which was also a first-time watch, and I had a blast with this movie. I thought it was so much fun. Yeah, Zombie 5. Fun movie. Then I watched Pan's Labyrinth. I love this movie. One of Guillermo del Toro's best. Love it. I followed that up with Dark Night of the Scarecrow, which is another favorite of mine. I actually saw this when it premiered on television, because I'm that old. Love it. A first-time watch, Devil Times 5. Very goofy, very weird, weirdly done, but I have to say I enjoyed it. Yeah, it has Leif Garrett in it. And he, by the way, is the only one of the kids that could actually act. Then I watched The Darkness. I hadn't seen this since it first came out. Of course, I own a Blu-ray, but I hadn't watched it, so I wanted to give it another watch. And it's actually not a bad film. Although, I will say, I do like the alternate ending more with this. It's more mean-spirited and more brutal. Then I decided to get into another 3-pack, which is Jungle Women. Now, I don't have the box for this one. I have the box for all the rest of them, but if anybody has a box they want to get rid of, a Shriek Show Jungle Women box, let me know. I watched Golden Temple Amazons. This one, of course, is Jess Franco smut. Just about everybody gets naked in it, and it's okay. It didn't really do much for me. But then I watched Amazonia, the Catherine Miles story. I actually really enjoyed this. This movie was fantastic to me. I really enjoyed it. Surprised. Very surprised. In which I followed up with Diamonds of Kilimanjaro. Yeah. Had a good time with this one. Of course, this is more Jess Franco smut. But this one was a little bit better than Golden Temple Amazons, in my opinion. Just make sure I'm on the right track here, guys. I'm not trying to make this video too long. All right. And finally, number 25 for, well, numbers 1 through 25. Here's 25. And that is Don't Go in the House. Now, I also have this in a 3-pack. It's, what's the 3-pack called? Grindhouse Psychos. Of course, I had to split them up because the next part will come next. And this, I watched this first out of the 3 because, of course, I'd seen this many times. But this movie gets better every time I watch it. So, yeah. All right. That is 1 through 25. Stay tuned for the next 25. And thank you so much for watching. Peace.